Can it be true? Is this going to happen? I figured it was going to happen. Yeah, as you saw on the thumbnail. Oh, yeah, I had to make this video real quick. I just read this morning, and I'm just sitting minding my own business. I got my cold cup of coffee in one hand and my cell phone all set up to Luka C's Model Car Hobby Headquarters Facebook group. And someone threw a little bit of rumor out there, and I want to talk about it because it's a rumor that I kind of wondered, kind of figured, and I knew it was going to happen. And I'm pretty sure this is probably going to really happen. So let's talk about it. Yeah, well, anyways, oh, by the way, if you care, go on over, link in the description below, over to my merch store on Spring, and you can get all the shirts. I got a shirt here, the mugs. We got them over there for sale. And we got our really cool, epic world tour going on right now to our I Hoard model kits 2023. Go check that out. Get your shirt today. Anyways, enough of that garbage. We're going to talk about this real quick. Oh boy, so let me read this. Let's see, this was a post on my group. I don't know, he screenshot this, so I don't know who it's from or whatever, but let me just read this to you. And of course, it's kind of, the screenshot isn't the great, well, let's see, let me get the whole screenshot up and put it right there. This was posted by Kent Page on my group, and it says, Mike Powell, great news from round 2. I was on the phone yesterday with round 2, and they told me that they are planning on reissuing the Pro Stock series, the old 70s Pro Stock series. But they did not give me a release date or which order they were going to be putting these kits out, and they're going to bring back all 8. They're going to bring back all 8. That's very cool. Yada, yada, blah, blah. They're talking about, the Pintos, Mustang 2s. This is all very possible. I always wondered about this because I figured these tools weren't messed with. Now, going down the line, one that I'm really excited about would be, that Motown Missile. That's I kind of have one in the works. It's not a difficult guitar. I don't even have them in the background anymore. That's not a difficult car to build. The decals were available from Slicks. I got hold of those. They were reissuing that kit in other forms without the Mopar Missile on the side of it, or Motown Missile, whatever it was. It was Motown Missile. The Mopar Missile was the Duster. I figured that tooling, and I did a video a long time ago because I have a whole bunch of these. That kit right there and that video. They pretty much kept on into the 80s putting that kit out. It's simple, but it's really cool. It's tubbed. It's a very cool kit. Builds into a very nice Barracuda. So I kind of figured, even though it hasn't been put out in 30 years, I always wondered when round 2 was going to do it, because I know they must have the tooling. There was nothing ever retooled from that. Closest thing maybe that Snap kit that AMT put out years ago of the 74 Barracuda. Maybe it got messed up then. I doubt it, but I'm sure they got something that can put that together. But I figured when they put out those 2 wonderful Vega kits and they kind of retooled the bodies, made the bodies a lot nicer, and they kind of put the more updated chassis into the Grumpy's toy Vega. I did a video right here comparing the two. The original version was really awful, and they basically just hogged out the wheel wells, and it still had the stock chassis and interior and everything. It was before they made it into kind of their Pro Stock. I know a lot of people complained about them not updating that chassis, but I think that chassis is just good. Just put it out like that. I'm glad they put the money into retooling the body, making the body nicer, and doing both versions of that Vega, which was just incredible. So with them putting them out and doing it with the old box art, they had to be coming out with this series. I always felt like they would. The series is one of my, and I have a couple of them. I have a few of them. But that series was always one really special to my heart. It was a holy grail for me to own those kits, because I went over to my old buddy Tom New's house when I first met those guys back in the late 80s. And actually, our model meeting next week is going to be at his house, and I'm going to show you this stuff. So watch out for that video. And I might even be doing a video. I've been wanting to do a video on this guy, Tom. You've seen him in my Model Car Mafia videos. He's a very old friend. One of the first guys that I chummed up to when I joined the Moonlight Modelers that was here in Phoenix back in the late 80s. I had a love for old Pro Stock, and that's what he loved. And so we kind of clicked early on. And I just remember seeing those kits back in those days going, man, I'd love to have a set of those. So over the years, let's see, I've got probably 4 or 5 of them. 5 of them out of the 8. So for them to be re-popping them in that box art is something really cool, I think. I think they're all great to do. Now, could you do them all exactly like the way they were back in the 70s? No, and why would you want to? Some of them are really lame kits. To retool some of that stuff, maybe they are, maybe they aren't. They're going to have to retool if they're going to do the Duster, which they'll knock my Duster conversion kit out of business. But until then, if they do, they do. They don't, I don't care. I'd rather see them retool it. I'll gladly stop making those and lose all the freaking money that I make off of them. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I would rather see them retool that Duster and bring that back. That Duster is really cool because there was 2 of them they did. They did the Mopar missile, and they did, of course, the Sox and Martin. But that would be really cool, at least the Sox and Martin one, because that's one of the first ones they came out with. Then there was the Grumpy's Toy Camaro. Well, I'm going to hold off on the Grumpy's Toy Camaro. I'm going to leave that because that's actually probably like my favoritist and the first one of that series that I ever got a hold of, and that was like my holy grail. I love those early Camaros, and I love the Grumpy's Toy Camaro. Grumpy's Toy 8 is my favorite race car of all time. So I'm all over the place. I'm excited, as you can tell. I'm excited about this. This is such a cool kind of rumor. Let's just say rumor. It's not an announcement. Okay, the Dino Don Pinto. Very, they've been putting out the Pintos, but I don't know if the tooling for the interior was ever lost. The interior and chassis was more a little pro stocky in that, had tubs. It was a really cool kit. It's probably out of all of them one of the most accurate to what it really is. They did a really good job. I have a couple of them. I did a video, a little Luka's kits video right here of that Dino Don car. And you can see in there, if you are familiar with the Pintos they've been putting out, of the differences that the Pro Stock Pinto had, which are really cool differences. If they still have the tools for that, very easy to do, because obviously they have the Pinto. So I can see that. And they said they're going to be doing all these. So that's cool. I can imagine, like, the one that's the one I always wondered about, okay, and was that Barracuda. The Barracuda, like I said, they haven't put that out since the 80s, but they did quite a few of them. So who knows? We'll see. I mean, it's a very good possibility that tooling still exists. They just never bothered to put it out, and that would be really cool because that's a very cool kit. I mean, I've got plenty of them, but I would buy a new version of it definitely, especially with that box art, because that's one of my ones I don't have yet of original, which I still would want an original one. I'll tell you that. Just because I'm nuts and I like that kind of stuff, and I like the old box art kits. I like to have those. They don't get built. Yep, I collect them. I'm a collector too. There's a lot of the old stuff. I got a lot of old kits that I originally bought to build, but nowadays there's other alternatives and stuff, and I love having these old vintage kits. I enjoy them up on the shelf. I enjoy looking at them. I enjoy them like see back there? One of my holy grails, you can kind of see it. Let's see. It's a little off screen, but that right there. No need. The kit is like, no need to build it. If you want to build that kit, there's better ways to go about it, but I still wanted the kit. Yeah, right there, the red alert. That's one of those kits I always wanted to have, and finally got one. Did a video on that. I'm all over the place. I'm excited about them. I think this is a great announcement. But the one I really want to delve into is the Grumpy's Toy Camaro. Grumpy's Toy 8 car. My favorite car. I'm really into that car. I've been studying the car. I built a model of that car. I did a video of, trying to kind of restore or resurrect that kit. I want to build that model again, very, very much so. I've always been a fan of Bill Jenkins and read everything I could ever read and research and all that. And I'm pretty familiar with that car. The model kit, I would have never, I got a hold of the model kit. It was all there. I don't even know the condition of it. It wasn't in 100% great condition, but it was all there. But I would never build it. It is the old ancient tooling of the early Camaro. And the minute AMT back in 2000 popped out the Baldwin Motion version, it was an all-new tooled 70.5 Camaro, which at that time I had like 2 of them in my garage, 70, 73 Camaros. I know those cars really well. Love them. Really regret getting rid of them. Now they're just so much money, and I freaking gave them away. I would love to have my old 71 Camaro back. Now, the Baldwin Motion kit out of the box is so very close, because remember, at that time, they were pretty much street cars in Pro Stock in 1970 when Pro Stock started. They were taking super stock cars that had to like basically be converted street cars. They weren't tricked out. There was a lot of modifications done, but as far as like making a kit of it, you just take a stock Camaro to do the Grumpy's Toy 8, and that's what that Baldwin Motion, it had a lot of parts in it that you could do the Grumpy's Toy 8 pretty accurately. So if they take all the tooling from the Baldwin Motion version of the 70 Camaro that they've been putting out, and the most recent one when they did that standard nose, which excited me. I love I always preferred the standard nose with the full bumper than the split bumper Enduro RS nose. I just don't like those. But that would probably be the version you'd want, which would be the Baldwin Motion version, to do the Grumpy's Toy. And you got that L88 hood, and Grump used to run the L88 hood, so you could keep that. Another cool thing that not a lot of people realize about the old Baldwin Motion kit is there's a spot that's just above the where the rear end housing is that you put a set of dual electric fuel pumps right there, right in front of the fuel tank. Grumpy ran a pair of Carter electric fuel pumps right there on the Grumpy's Toy 8 car. So you have that in the Baldwin Motion kit. About the only thing you would need to put in a Baldwin Motion kit, it even comes with Craigers. But if you come up with a nice set of wheels and tires, you probably need a little bit more thinner Craigers. But the Craigers that are already in the Baldwin Motion, that'd be fine. It'd be a little wide in the front, but you could use them. And then you have a nice set of slicks, and all they got to do is, I did this video right here. AMT has the molds and the pad printing, all that. They put out that set of slicks and fronts for that kit. Oh, the boss is here. Look busy. Are we okay? Is everything all right? Give me the okay. Is everything okay? Oh, all right. Okay, we're all right. Thank you all. You can do that, and then you put a nice high-rise intake manifold with a couple of nice Holley carburetors put on there, whatever you put on there, and then you add a Grump Lump hood scoop, and you could even go as far, I'm talking to you, round two, you could even go as far as that little triangular, because that's all that car had was those Lakewood roll bar, just a roll bar that just was triangular shape and went just above the driver's head. That's all that car had when Grumpy first started running it. Just do that, because you definitely, I'm sure they don't even have the tooling for the old Camaros, and why bother? I hope you're not going to put old Camaro tooling in that box, even though that's what the kit originally had. But if you wrap the Baldwin Motion with those added parts, and of course the decals, with that old classic Grumpy's Toy Camaro box art, you've got a seller. I don't need it at all, and I'm probably going to buy one or two, because it's just so cool. And I've got a ton of different variations of that awesome Camaro that, the AMT / round two now for the past, 22 years that kit's been around now. That was such a wonderful, wonderful godsend that they brought down from the model car heavens, came down to us back in 2000 and presented us playing with the Baldwin Motion 70.5 Camaro. Thank you so much for that. There's a piece of lint on my microphone. I can't deal with that. Drives me nuts. Anyways, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I just wanted to talk about this real quick with you guys. It was a cool little thing I saw this morning. Neat thing to turn on the phone. Thank you very much. If you watch hopefully you do, Kent Payne, you're on my Facebook group. Thank you very much for posting that. That's really great news. Whoever this Mike Powell, Felix is excited too. You hear that? Right? It's Felix approved, right? Yeah. He's eating carrots. He does that. I'm not sure who Mike Powell is. If you're out there, dude, thanks for kind of letting us know that. If you have a connect to round two, hey, would you get on my Facebook group or contact me or something? Let me know how. I'm pretty sure. I feel pretty confident that this is not BS. I mean, it makes sense. Here he is. Here's the program director. Say hi to everyone. Hi. He's making sure I'm doing my job, checking the equipment. It's all good. All right. So, yeah. Go over to my Facebook group, check that out. He posts that. This is really, really cool news. It'll be really, really neat that happens. I'm sure it was. I kind of figured. I mean, why would they do all that thing with the Grumpy's Toy Vega and the USA 1 Vega? I mean, it's such a cool job recreating that box art. They do really cool box art, recreating old box art. Round Two's been really known for that, and I really thank them for that. That's awesome. Great marketing. They've got an excellent in-house artist that kind of recreates what if classic box art. A lot of the box art that looks classic was recreated with existing tooling that wasn't around back in the day, but was by everyone. I guess he wants me to finish up. Holy cow! Whoa, are you okay? Is everything good? He loves it back here on this on the model bench, right? Alrighty, so, well, I'm thank you, Round 2. If that's what you're doing, thanks for doing it. Another great thing that you guys are just wonderful for our hobby. Big part of what has been making our hobby explode over the past couple years is the stuff that Round 2 does, and all the great old kits that they keep repopping, and all the old ideas, and sometimes reimagining old kits like the Vegas. Thank you very much for doing that, Round 2. I really appreciate it. You get a lot of flack. I think it's... No. I've been censored. Are you working for somebody? Are you working for Matthew?
No.
Are you working? Who are you working for? Are you working for HCI guy?
Mm-hmm.
You are? Chris? I don't know if you watch my videos, but you got someone who... Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Oh, what the heck? Here's the producers.
No.
You really shouldn't bother with this guy's channel here. If you want to look at those models, I'm shooting. Just come on over to the Luka C channel, and you're going to get a much better look of this Skittles car. Come on, just come on over.
Who are you? Who are you?
Well, I'm that guy. It's just...
Who are you?
I'm definitely... My channel is not all about the throttle.
What's your channel about?
It's about complaining.
Complaining.